case you haven't heard, Bernie Sanders announced this morning that he is entering the race on the Democratic side to be president in 2020. And I haven't done a lot of deep dive into the political candidates yet because it's early. It's still February. The closest thing I've done was I did a video on some reservations I have about Tulsi Gabbard and some questions that I felt that she needs to answer, and she still needs to answer. But that aside, I have made it pretty clear all along that if Bernie Sanders wins the race, Bernie Sanders is my guy. Now, that doesn't mean I'm 100% locked in because I think you have to listen to all the candidates. So I will. But, a lot of candidates are in are pretty well known. I love Elizabeth Warren, and she's definitely my number two. I like Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, when it comes to her foreign affairs approach, I have some questions, but domestically, she's awesome. I like Kamala Harris. I just don't like her policies. I don't like her prosecutorial record. I like Cory Booker to an extent. I mean, he seems like a nice guy and all, but he just seems a little disingenuous and a little too corny. And, I like Andrew Yang, and from what I've heard of Andrew Yang, I really like him. I'd like to hear more from him. So I think, that's why I want to hear more from them on the trail, with campaign, with debates and things like that. But as far as I'm concerned, that I can see at this moment, Bernie Sanders is the best candidate. I was more in line with his policy in 2016, but I will admit I was wrong because I didn't think he could win. I thought Trump and the Republicans would just straw man him and demagogue him and keep saying socialist, socialist, socialist until, people would just be scared, even though they liked what Bernie was saying. Once they got in that booth, they would just be scared because they would think they were voting for a socialist. Now, as it turns out, I was wrong. If Bernie had been a nominee in 2016, he would have won, and I think he would have won handily. Of course, in same respect, Hillary could have won handily too if she had any kind of competency in her campaign, which she did not, but I'm not going to litigate the 2016 election. When it comes to Bernie, as I said, Bernie's the guy. His policies most align with my values and my beliefs. I think Bernie has the best vision for this country economically. I think when you look at his policies that he started to drive, the push to put out there, Medicare for all, free college, a living wage, adequate housing, non-interventionist foreign policy. A lot of the candidates that are in right now say they believe in that, and I think most of them probably really believe in that, but it was Bernie that got the ball rolling on this. So, I know people are going to say he's a socialist. He's not a socialist. He's a democratic socialist. There is a clear distinction between the two. So if you're going to come at me with that, I suggest you do a little research, because if you don't know what you're talking about, I'm going to drag you. Bernie is, and the thing about Bernie is, look, man, I've known about Bernie Sanders since 1988 when I was 14 years old. I remember seeing Bernie on C-SPAN. So, when I think he was just running for House out of Vermont. So, and Bernie's been consistent. He's been completely consistent. And look, he has issues. They all have issues. But when I put it all together, and when you look at it from a macro and a micro view, as far as I'm concerned, Bernie's the best candidate. Now, does that mean he'll win the nomination? I don't know. There's some Clintonites that are still going to be pushing against him. They're still pretty pissed. There's some neoliberal Democrats I've already heard who've already started in with their propaganda and their bullshit. So I don't know, but I'm really excited that Bernie Sanders is in. I most certainly feel the burn, and looking forward to this Democratic primary and to the first debate in June and seeing what the candidates all have to say. So that's it for this video. If you have a comment, drop it in the box. Otherwise, hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Visit me on my blog at robbase2110-ezel.blogspot.com. And remember, ignorance is a choice, so be informed, be aware, knowledge is power, and facts do matter. Until next time, see ya.